Okay, what we're going to attempt to do here is make the cut on the barrel, and I had mentioned earlier that I need to remove about 400 thousandths of material going from the end of the barrel in about 400 thousandths. And so what I did is I inserted the cutoff tool. I actually dial indicated the cutoff tool to go perfectly perpendicular with the barrel to eliminate any chatter. I don't want it going in at an angle, since I have the barrel sticking out a little bit further from the chuck than what I would like. But since I dial indicated the barrel in extremely close, I don't want to re-chuck it. Otherwise I'm looking at another hour of work just to try to get it that close, if I can even get it that close again in a 3-jaw. So what I'm going to do is start the lathe, and I'm just going to touch this side here to get my reference. And then once I get that, I'll back up the cross slide, and I'll go in about 300 thousandths and cut this nub off here. And what that'll do for me is leave me about 100 thousandths extra to make a few practice cuts with my tooling to see that I got it sharp and the relief angles cut correctly on the tooling before I actually put the finishing cut on there. I want to remove as little bit of this barrel as possible. So let's get started. So I'll move towards the end of the barrel until I just touch the crown. Right there, it's just touching. So I'm going to zero out my DRO, back this up, and move down 300 thousandths exactly. So that's going to be my cut. I'm going to cut, start off slow, make sure I got plenty of oil lubricating here, get this dripping. Usually when you cut it, it gets pretty hot, and so I want to make sure I got plenty of oil lubrication going on here. So I would say right about there should be perfect. So the cut, here it goes. Cut the end of the barrel off. Going very slow. Very happy with this so far. There's no chatter, which there's always a risk for chatter when the barrels or any material sticking this far out away from the chuck when you're using a cutoff tool. So it seems as though everything's going very smoothly here. I am moving the cross slide very slow. There we go. That went really well. And turn my oil off there. A little bit of compressed air here. Now that was 300 thousandths of an inch on the barrel end, and that leaves me about another 100 thousandths yet I need to remove and work with. But that is the crown, and I'm going to keep that little piece and show people just what was wrong with the rifle. So I'm going to stop the video now and chuck up some different tooling in there and face the end of the barrel off, clean that up, and then put another piece of tooling in there to give me my recess and my 11-degree angle. And that'll be the next video. Okay, I got my tooling in, and I'll show you this real quick. What I did is I ground a tool bit specifically for cutting this crown. And you'll see that I got quite a bit of relief angle on the top. It's probably more than what I should have put on the end of this tool, but yeah, no, that's kind of what I ended up with after I got out of the grinder. Might make for a little bit of a weak edge, but it makes for a very sharp edge. You can see I got a relief angle going this way. The relief angle here is curved. I don't know if you can see that. It's curved, so it'll follow the radius of the inside of my cut. And hopefully this will work. But put the tool on the tool holder. Tighten that up, and I'll start the lay, and I'll face this off, kind of get a little bit of a feel for how hard this material is and how well my high-speed steel tool bit I ground will work for actually cutting this, and what kind of finish it'll give me. And like I said, I need about 420 thousandths, and I cut 300 thousandths off already, so I got about another 120 thousandths to play with. So I'm just going to make kind of a practice cut here to see what this metal's like and what I'm going to end up with for a finish, and go from there. A little bit of oil dripping on here. That looks pretty good, so I'll start it, touch it off, zero my DRO so I can keep track of how much material I'm removing, and we'll go from there. Actually, I think I'm going to pick up the speed just a little bit. Okay, that left me a very, very nice surface. I'm not exactly sure why, but I've used carbide when cutting stainless, and it always seems like the high-speed steel does a little bit better job of cutting. So I'm going to go with this cut, and probably bulk off the rest of it with a carbide bit, since I want to save my sharp tool here for my finish cut. And I'll use my I'll actually use this tool here for doing the finish on the crown, 11-degree angle. And I'm going to chuck in like I said, a carbide bit, and use that to bulk off the other 100 thousandths I have left. Okay. Touch off with this. I don't know if you can tell or not on the video, but that carbide bit didn't leave quite as nice a surface. If I'd sharpened the carbide, I think it would be fine too, but this bit hasn't been sharpened for a while. So that left me with a fairly decent cut, but that's kind of a bulked off cut. So I'll go back to my other tool that I had intentionally sharpened. And I didn't film it, but I did take a measurement of the other crown, and the recess was 25 thousandths. So what I'm going to do in my next video is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut both the recess and the 11-degree at the same time. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to do some calculations with my cross slide and make sure my cross slide set at exactly 11 degrees. And I'll come in and make a few cuts on the z-axis, and then after I get in 25 or maybe about 20 thousandths, and then I'll start the 11-degree cut towards the inside of the barrel and finish the crown up. And hopefully that should fix at least this end of the barrel. So, well, we'll see you in the next video.